course, the injury to Hunter Green, it gives him the ability to go out there and face all those number ones. When you're not getting real good support, offensive support, you're not going to win a lot of those games. But he has given this team, every time he's gone out there, an opportunity to win a ball game.
Gave up just a couple of runs, 5 1/3 Tuesday in Miami. The Reds would rally and beat the Marlins in extra innings. Full 9 for the Halos, who are a game below 500 on their year. Zach Neto leads it off. He rides his 7-game hit streak. Mike Trout shares the baseball lead in walks. Joe Adell, Jorge Soler, they each have thump. Vaughn Grissom, Nolan Schoenwell, Logan O'Hoppe. Oswald Peraza's first action on the series, the former Yankee, and Bryce Teodosio, who has burning speed. We have not yet seen a squared bunt. That's something Kurt Suzuki and the Angels want him to use from time to time. Reds defense that aids Abbott, Steer, Friedel, and Marte in the outfield. Another nod at third for Eugenio Suarez. Key Brian Hayes is off the bench today. De La Cruz, McLean, Stewart, and a second start for P.J. Higgins. We are expected to crest at 81 degrees today, and the winds could gust at up to 25 miles an hour. The flags have shown that wind when it arrives, shooting out toward left field.
And John, we have seen during this series a lot of balls hit to the warning track. The question is today, will that ball stay in the yard?
Zach Neto has homered 3 times on his 7-game hit streak, and he takes a healthy rip for strike 1. 8 right-handed bats for the Angels, time called by Neto. The Angels 18 home runs, that matches Houston for the most in the American League. And this is skied right field. Longer run for Marte. Now slows. 1 down. The oddity for Abbott this year is the Angels load their lineup with right-handers. He's had some weird reverse splits early this year. Mike Trout a 2-run double yesterday, also walked twice. Takes strike 1. This year, righties 184, lefties in limited at bats 529. One of the many things that will balance out as innings and games add up. Top to third, foul. Oh, look at Gino just walking over a souvenir. And Trout has drawn 14 walks already this year, tied for the most in the big leagues. Walks were a major concern yesterday. There were 16 combined walks, 9 drawn by the Reds, 7 issued by the Reds. And walks were also part of what carried the Halos in game 1 of this series. There's been a run of Red starters with heftier ERAs and more base runners. Little flare. De La Cruz going way out. Can't get there. That drops for Trout, a soft single.
Really good pitch right there by Andrew Abbott. Everything was pretty much exclusively away. Fastball, changeups. This heater you could see gets well in the kitchen of Mike Trout, just strong enough to get it past De La Cruz at shortstop. But that was a really good pitch.
And I feel like a good amount of the contact against Abbott, outside of that O'Neill Cruz homer, that was critical in the Pirate game. He clobbered it. There's been a lot of soft contact. That certainly happened Tuesday in Miami.
Well, the O'Neill Cruz was a lefty-lefty. You mentioned lefties in 4 at-bats are really hitting the ball well of Andrew Abbott. But yes, Abbott is going to go out there and give you an opportunity like that right there. It's going to give you an opportunity just because he does a really nice job of reading the swings of the hitters. And he makes on-the-fly adjustments.
Also a good sign at how that changeup dropped.
100%. And the way that Adell went after it. So he went changeup down, got the chase, Heater up, got the chase. And I'm sure the scientist is thinking, okay, where do I go now?
Adele calls time. His lone base hit on the series came yesterday, also got hit by a pitch. He's 1 for 9, a couple of strikeouts on the set. Now, the Angels do hit for a lot of power, but that's often married up with a lot of strikeouts. And they do strike out at a high rate. And sent beyond short. Trout up to second. Steer on the charge gathers. Back-to-back base hits.
And soft contact again, John. That breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, but up the barrel of Adele. 86 miles an hour off the bat.
Jorge Soler, 0 for yesterday, doubled and had a grand slam Friday. And he scalds this ball right to Steer. Line drive out. So now Vaughn Grissom, 0 for 3 with a walk. Bounced into a double play yesterday. Strike. Good changeup, 0-2. Lays off that change. Fouled away. He got to 2 strikes out of the gate on Trout. He got to 2 strikes on Adele. Each reached on a soft hit. Soler squared him up but lined it right to Steer. Suarez guards the line a bit at third. Elevated 2-2. To short, backhand. De La Cruz gathers, has no play. He does save a run with that range and holds Trout to third base.
Yeah, with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, you at least want to try to knock the ball down on the infield to keep it in the infield so that those outfielders don't have to make a play. And Ellie, he's just so long, doesn't have to leave his feet, but does a really nice job of keeping that ball in the infield. No play anywhere. Maybe third base if that ball's overrun. Nice job.
Left on left, the only lefty. Shawna strike 1. Only 2 Angels had ever faced Andrew Abbott entering this game. Shawna one of them. He's walked in the 2 times he's gone head to head with Abbott. Another take. Now the Reds rode the wave of that 4-run first yesterday. A bases clearing double by Nathaniel Lowe delivered the runs the Reds would need. Can Abbott get out of this jam? Line line left field base hit. Trout scores. Adele sent home. Throw goes toward third. 2-run single, men at the corners. Reds down 2-zip.
Fastball. Sean Noel does a nice job of staying inside of it.
Derek Johnson out there for a chat. 4 of the last 5 have reached, and arguably the best contact was the lone out in that time. Can Abbott minimize damage with Logan O'Hoppe standing in? O'Hoppe, the only other Angel to have seen Abbott before today. He's 0 for 2 against him. 1 for 7 on this series. Did work a walk and struck out yesterday. Smacked. They are hammering his heater. Grissom scores. Shawnoell first to third. It's been a hit parade for the Halos here in the opening inning. It's 3-0.
Yeah, just another fastball. This ball is actually out of the zone. That's a ball up. But O'Hoppe gets on top of it. These guys are swinging the bat. They're seeing it nicely.
Peraza had spent his career with the Yankees, was traded to the Angels deadline last year. Known more for his glove. Into the bat pop. Well, 3 runs on the board for the visitors. A rougher. Red starting lineup from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. TJ Friedel got aboard twice yesterday. Matt McClain back in the starting 9 was a defensive ad late yesterday. De La Cruz and Stewart have been getting on base a ton. Eugenio Suarez has seen Jose Soriano pretty well. Another nod for Nathaniel Lowe. Big base hit yesterday. Steer batting 7th. That's a good lineup. Marte and PJ Higgins. Now they are facing a hard throwing right-hander. The league leader in ERA, Jose Soriano.
Yeah, Soriano is a power pitcher, likes to work at the bottom of the zone. He's coming off a really good start in Atlanta. 8 innings pitched. He only allowed 1 run on 3 hits and 10 punch-outs. It's a 96-mile-an-hour sinker, a 98-mile-an-hour heater. He's got a knuckle curve to go along with it.
Friedel had a bunt hit yesterday, also worked a walk. That's what Soriano has done this year. More of the 4-seamer. He's using the sinker a little less this year. And Friedel, some good signs. So the hit and the walk yesterday, he's been on base multiple times in 6 games. 4 of those half dozen have come this week.
Yeah, it's nice to see him starting to turn it around. You definitely need our leadoff guy, and he has always been that fire starter. You know, this team has struggled to score runs, and I don't think it's coincidental that he has not been the typical guy that gets on base 2 times a day.
In that deep crouch with 2 strikes. Now, Soriano's not really a strikeout man on his career, but you mentioned that Brave start. He struck out 10 Braves in that game. The four-seamer probably part of it. Top softly to first. Shawna-Will. Halos defense. Teodosio, Trout, Adele in the outfield. Peraza, Neto left side. Grissom, Shawna-Will right side. O'Hoppe, a third straight start in this series. Well, Matt McLean comes to the plate with a California song. Grew up not too far from the Angels Stadium. Grew up a Halos fan. So did Spencer Steer and Nick Lodolo. Came on defensively yesterday. Worked a walk late. Stole a bag. Appeal, he did not go. What's different about a knuckle curve for a hitter?
Spikes a little bit more. You get that knuckle ball. You get that knuckle on top of it. The ball has a tendency to be more vertical. It's more up and down than left and right.
Soriano first came up with the Angels. He was signed by them as an international free agent. He was a Rule 5 ad 2020 by the Pirates, but didn't pitch a whole lot. Got hurt, was in the minors, got hurt again, had Tommy John that June, then returned him back to the Halos. He broke into the bigs as a reliever in 23, a starter since 24. And two of the things he does best: he gets a lot of ground balls. He led the majors in ground ball rate last year, and he limits home runs. Today, a warmer day with wind right to left. Back-to-back full counts. On his career, he does walk men. He had over 4 per 9 last year. That's a lot. He has cut that down dramatically early this season. Poke to right. Floats to awaiting Adele. Now, since he became a full-time starter at the start of 24, that's the short list of the few men who limit homers better. Max Fried, Paul Skeens, Logan Webb, Christopher Sanchez. David Peterson's the one outlier name who's a good pitcher. Those others are often aces.
Yeah, they are aces. The other thing, you talked about the walks. He also led the major league pitchers in 25 in ground ball double plays. So you negate those base runners with the ground balls, and you're not allowing home runs. That's a recipe for some success.
But he is pitching at Great American Ballpark today. Ellie De La Cruz has homered on this series. Got aboard 4 times in yesterday's game. 2 doubles, 3 hits. Stole a couple of bags and came around to score. Broke his bat. Flared shallow center. Caught by Zach Neto. Sensational play by the Halo shortstop.
Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Andrew Abbott on the hill for inning number 2. First pitch fouled off. Jim Day down in the dugout. We're with Tyler Stevens. You've caught Andrew many times. Everything plays off the fastball. Had trouble with the fastball in inning number 1 as a catcher. Are you stubborn with that? Do you go away with it? How do you handle it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he did make some good pitches that inning, some softer contact, but especially with him, like you said, his fastball, he does pitch off of that, but sometimes we'll call it like pitching backwards, like kind of going more off speed, which got the strikeout there on a curveball. So just being able to like kind of change speeds and then like maybe surprise some guys with that fastball.
What has been your impression of ABS so far?
I've liked it. I think it's just, I don't know, it's fun, especially in these stadiums, bigger crowds and stuff, seeing everybody react. But yeah, I mean, like we were just talking about it like last night, like in those situations, and like
you got a strikeout. You challenged successfully and got a strikeout, and it was a big third out of the inning
for sure with Pierce. And that's what it's just figuring out when to really use those, because those are the type of situations that you do want to use them in if you have them. So sometimes it's like earlier in the game, if it's like there's a ball that kind of clipped the corner, it's like, unless I know for sure that I feel like I'm very positive that is a strike. If it's one of those like 50-50, it's like, I don't know. We always talk about it. The game's going to tell you when to challenge and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, just trying to use those for those high leverage situations, which we had the opportunity to last night.
I imagine the first pitch of the game wouldn't be one of those. Not looking for you to comment on that, but that did happen yesterday. We talked about in spring training there might be variables from stadium to stadium, and maybe even Great American Ballpark zone, north and south, might be different. Have you noticed any variables?
Nothing yet, which I guess is good. And I feel like if there is anywhere that we do feel off, we play half our games here at home, so we're used to this. So, but talking like with PJ and some of these guys that were in AAA, like they'll be on a road trip for a week, and they used to have it where I think the first 3 games were straight ABS. So the umpire just, if the ball hit the zone, it was a strike. So they kind of got an understanding of the zone during those 3 games, and then the last 3 they could challenge. So guys in AAA did say that they did feel like some of the stadiums were different, but I feel like as of now that I haven't felt anything off, which is good.
One final question. You mentioned that dude behind the plate. He had the best success rate in AAA last year. How much do you pick his brain?
A lot, especially in spring training when everything was so new, and that's what he was even saying. It was just like, if you feel like it's a strike, it probably is. But there's also on the flip side of that, like just because you catch a ball really well doesn't mean it's a strike. Like I know I had one the other day in Miami that I caught it really well, and I challenged it. Just because I caught it well doesn't always mean it was a strike, and it was a little bit down. So, yeah, if PJ challenges, it's probably going to be a strike.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.
You got it.
Interesting insight there, John. Barry?
That's really cool. Right down in the dugout.
Yeah.
Kind thanks to Tyler. Check swing. So not many heaters that AB. Got ahead 0-2 on Neto. Was able to foul off a couple of fastballs and lays off a second changeup miss to draw a walk. Abbott surrendered 5 hits in the first inning. That ties the most he's ever given up in one inning. It was a game at Cleveland late September of 23. Now Trout, big lead for Neto. Fastball elevated. Trout singled, later scored. Abbott got ahead on him 0-2, so he was ahead 0-2 on Trout, who singled softly. Hard ground ball, just fair. That's trouble. That goes down the line. Steer racing corner. Neto sprinting for third. A late go sign is on. De La Cruz, no chance to relay. Neto crosses standing from first, at RBI double for Trout, who's now 2 for 2, and the Reds are down 4-0.
Last time up, Andrew Abbott beat Mike Trout with the fastball in on his hands. He was strong enough to get it in the center field. This time a changeup. I think that location was a mistake. And the speed of Zach Neto scoring easily from first base.
Now Joe Adell, big rip on a breaking ball. Adell singled and scored his first time. The deficit feels all the more daunting considering how dominant Jose Soriano has been this year. And Trout, who had been in a bit of a funk, he entered yesterday 2 for his last 33. That was 3 hits between the 2 ball games. I think we saw some signs of that Friday, the game we did not air, that saw him go over, and he hammered 3 of those outs. Big lead off second. Well, the curveball has induced some swings. The changeup, when it's been well located, has been effective. For the most part, the Angels have just watched that sweeper, and they have drilled the fastball. Smacked beyond the reach of De La Cruz. Later break for Trout, He's into third. Ball gets away from Suarez, and now Adell able to claim second. So a base hit, and then an error gives him scoring position.
Yeah, Mike Trout has to go back because this line drive and Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop. And Spence sees a little bit of hesitation from Mike Trout. He's got a chance. Just short hopping.
Single E7 infield modified shallow. Powerful Soler. A giant swing against a curveball. What do you do when you don't seemingly have your fastball? The fastball that normally with that spin is deceptive, has ride in the zone, has just been walloped.
Yeah, I just think it's location. You have to commit to pitching to one side or the other side of the plate, and I feel like there's a lot of misses. I thought there was one really good pitching was the fastball location to Mike Trout on his first at bat when he hit that single to center field. Other than that.
Oh, and it hit Trout right off his right side as he leans off that third base bag.
And that's why when you line up in foul territory, because if he is in fair territory, he's out.
Oh, right near the elbow. That was 94 off the bat. He dismisses the athletic training staff, says he's okay.
It happens in a hurry, John. In a hurry. And thank goodness that was just 94. We've seen some balls hit 110.
Yeah. Upstairs, Kyle Nicholas is now warming in the Reds bullpen. Abbott threw 28 pitches in the first inning, tying for the most he's had in a frame this year. This is his 51st on the outing. Sent to center. Friedel coming on along with Marte. Friedel makes the grab. Tag at third. Throw to the plate is late. Sac fly RBI. Backside runner to third. Throw to third. Out. The tag dropped down by Suarez. Well, the run scores. Adell lingering on the bag at third. Angels considering a challenge. They will not. So a couple of outs, but a run in between. With injury, Mike Trout still in this game. Took the line drive off the right elbow area, leaning off third and foul ground. Strike one on Sal Stewart, who's been on base in 14 of his 15 games so far this year. He originally had a base hit and an RBI yesterday, but two official scoring changes happened after the game. TJ Friedel's take of second late was changed from defensive indifference to a steal, and Stewart's contact was changed from infield hit RBI to a misplay by Nolan Shaunawell that negated the RBI because the runner was not breaking until the misplay. He did walk twice and scored in yesterday's affair. Sent to right center. Trout and Adell converging, and Adell makes the play one away. Entering the game, the lone red to homer off Jose Soriano. Eugenio Suarez spent time in the American League West with the Mariners on a few tours of duty. He's 2 for 7 off Soriano. Both have gone for extra bags. He singled, walked, and scored yesterday. Some longer innings for Abbott. That has meant Soriano was sat for some extended spans of time. Top softly to third, picked by Peraza. Two down. Well, perhaps the biggest lineup wrinkle today, the absence of Ke'Bryan Hayes. Suarez getting a start at third, and part of that so that Nathaniel Lowe could start back-to-back games. And a 3-run double yesterday in the first inning. That was the Reds' only hit on the game with men in scoring position. They would struggle again, going 1 for 10. That hit for Lowe, the 800th of his big league career.
It was a big one. Needed some hits with runners in scoring position. Just consistently have not been able to drive in runs. Nate gets the start, comes up big. Led to that victory yesterday.
And I feel like he's had some really good at bats. So here he is, 3-0. He works pitches. He often gets in advantageous counts. Even his outs have often been harder contact.
I think it was just another good pickup. He's a veteran player. He knows he doesn't have to play every day. He's got a great attitude. I feel like Nick Krall did a really nice job in finding this guy. He's going to help us.
And from his Texas time, he has seen Soriano a ton. Gets aboard here with a walk. Yeah, I thought Terry Francona put it well today as Spencer Steer stands in. He shared the conversation that he and the front office and the coaching staff had with Lowe, talking about his role in advance of the season. That it would be more of a bench role, that he would be more of a pinch hitter, spot starter. And Lowe responded saying, I played myself into this spot. I plan on playing my way out. And so far, he's starting to do that. Peraza backs up at third. Steer slugged his second homer of the year yesterday. Also walked and scored a couple of runs. Was able to stay back just enough on a changeup. Went just inside of that left field foul pole. Artificial lights are on. The wind's whipping the flags right to left. Light lead for Lowe. Swung through, strike three. Stay connected all year long. Visit Reds.tv for details. Start streaming today. First pitch pop. Vaughn Grissom. Higgins with the mask off. No play. Man, that plinkoed hard off the dugout. That spin took it a good 10-12 rows deep.
That'll be right above me. And it sounded like a missile hit this thing.
You're bunkered down there, Jim.
I am. There I am. Can you see me?
Oh, hi, Jim.
Hello.
So it's a thin enough spot, right? Yeah, you got that low first camera there. We'll get a challenge.
Call of balls being challenged by the catcher.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. That is a strike. I mean, look at the feel for Higgins. That just grazed the zone. He's a maestro of ABS. Yeah, I asked some Reds pitchers what their thoughts were on ABS. And so far, the consensus seems to be that they don't feel like there's been a change to the zone as called. It's just helped as they trust the catchers to make those calls for them. De La Cruz. But they seem to agree. My thought, and I'm curious what you're thinking, Barry, it's going to take time. It might be a decade but overtime, especially as umpires come up with it, because they'll have used it in the minors, I do think if we were to plot called strikes by umpires today versus 2036, I bet the best umpires are adapting to it, and the called strike zone is going to mimic the ABS zone more and more.
Well, you said it, the best umpires. And I feel like what the ABS is going to do is going to expose those that aren't the best umpires. I don't really feel like the players will be affected. Listen, the call is the call. Sometimes you get the strike call, sometimes you don't. Right? So regardless of if it's a strike or not, it's a strike or not. But what I think is going to happen is you're going to weed out some of those guys that aren't the better umpires, or expose them at least.
Chopped by Shaunawell, foul. Nice pick.
And, you know, you've got the technology, so it's about getting it right. Right? But
I have a question along those lines. Baseball is looking for any ooh and ah moments during the game, right? I mean, they're craving that, especially nowadays. And you heard Stevenson talk about big crowd, ooh and ah moment. Will you see more? Will they give them more than two in the future?
And I agree with you. I think when I watch the tennis, Wimbledon or whatever, and there's a call on the ball that's on the line, in or out, and the crowd gets into it, I think it's a great thing for the fans to be able to see that. I think it's more interactive for the fans to feel like they're part of the game. So I agree, Jim. I think that what we might see is more ability to challenge, because I think you'll get more fan engagement.
I almost think it's something that could be earned. You know, if you're successful, can you win one? Do you start with one? For every one you're right, you can add on. If you're wrong, you're done.
I like that as well.
Logan O'Hoppe, RBI hit so far. But what I do think is if the human called zone starts to mimic ABS more, the biggest differences in ABS, seemingly, the top of the zone is not quite as high.
Right.
The bottom of the zone might be a little lower. Does that bring about more sinker ball guys? You know, does that injure the four-seam fastball finishing guys? Unless there's a lot of deception there.
Well, I do remember having a conversation with Hunter Green about it, and Hunt was saying exactly that. You know, I'm a high velocity, top of the zone guy. I might not get that strike anymore, and that might cause me to have to change the way that I approach hitters. So I think there is something. I think players will adapt to whatever the rules are, and you'll see them make the necessary adjustments.
Abbott crooked numbers in the first two innings, bidding for a 1-2-3 third. It's driven to center. Friedel glides to the gap. In order.
A Major League field with your brother. My brother Stevie. It was great.
Noel V. Marte, base hit and a run scored yesterday. Take strike one from Jose Soriano. And what a contrast. Soriano with just 30 pitches now. Has not yet yielded a hit, has walked one. Yanked that one, picked cleanly by O'Hoppe. Marte 4 for 25 on the year, all singles. That's lifted down the left field line. Foul ball. Marte has an obvious amount of power, Lark. He's a very capable hitter. What have you seen in him so far?
Yeah, I feel like his best bolt right now is exactly what you just saw. Foul down the left field line. I just feel like he's got a very fast front side, meaning he has the ability to pull the ball all day long. But I feel like his swing is just like that right there. I feel like his swing right now is across the ball as opposed to through the ball. That's why he hits the ball well down the left field line. His hands are kind of out, and it's across. You see that bat head is almost angled to the left field stands. I think it's just an adjustment. It's got to adjust the cross sights or the crosshairs, and saw him get a base hit to right field the other day, just kind of out in front and just kind of flip the ball out there. He's got the ability to do it. All the guys have the ability. I just feel like they're just pressing maybe a little right now.
Catcher slash pitcher P.J. Higgins.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Hitless so far this year, but does have that punch out on the mound. Two and one. Has not had a hit in a big league game in 4 years. Came at the close of 2022 in this ballpark when he was a Cub. By the way, it's Cubs Pirates today. Pirates have a 1-0 lead on an O'Neill Cruz homer, who's been red hot. His success has continued beyond the series here in Cincinnati. Reaching swing strike 3. Pirates and Reds hold the top 2 spots in the National League Central by themselves for the first time since late August of 2012. It's been that long since Reds Pirates 1-2 in division. 3 straight strikeouts for Soriano, now second time through. Friedel worked a full count, softly grounded out to first base his first time. Aggressive overplay for Friedel to pull outside of Peraza, who's on the grass at third. Fastball strike. Foul tip, strike 3. 4 consecutive strikeouts by Jose Soriano. 4 teams with a winning record. Only the Cubs a losing ledger. First pitch, Peraza, left field. Steer keeps going back. That's going to carry. That is gone. Second of the season for Peraza in his first action of the series. Reds down 6. That's where the wind is gusting to true left.
Yeah, it's a changeup just up in the zone, and Peraza didn't hit it particularly hard, although it's 102 off the bat. So he did get it. But no chance with that wind to stay in the ballpark. We mentioned it. We saw in that Friday night game a lot of balls hit to the wall. They're not staying today.
Elevated miss to Teodosio, who has struck out. The lone K for Abbott so far today. Entering today, the National League has been beating the American League head-to-head a lot too. 54 wins against 38 losses. That's a .587 win percentage. To give better grounded perspective to that, you play at that win percentage over a full season, you win 95 games.
Wow. I'll take that.
Downstairs. It is just not Abbott's day. The 6 earned runs allowed today have tied a career high. He's only given up more total runs once. That was 7 runs, 6 earned in later August last year in Arizona. And here comes Terry Francona. Kyle Nicholas started warming last inning. Looks like he's still up, and Tito makes the move. So Abbott gets yanked before that third time through. We have a pitching change. Reds needing runs. They also need some innings. Down 6-0. His career high in earned runs allowed. He is responsible for Bryce Teodosio, a threat to run at first. Kyle Nicholas is in, second time as a Red. Top of the order, runner goes, pitch elevated, miss, throw down, in time, got him. Now Teodosio says challenge. Caught stealing 2-4. They are going to challenge.
Call on the field is safe at second base. Los Angeles is challenged.
A really good throw by P.J. Higgins. And what makes it good is on the first base side of second base. Matt McClain can just drop that glove right now. Ooh, it looks like he may have gotten that arm in there, that hand in there before the tag.
He's one of the faster men in the majors. That's in slow motion. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
And Nicholas had a rough introduction as a Red against the same pocket of the lineup 2 nights ago. And I think it was smart to just go on first pitch, right? He's going to be so focused on throwing strikes. Skyline Chili called to the bullpen. Got 2 outs on 29 pitches. He was greeted in that game by a Neto hit, walked Trout with the bases loaded, struck out Shawnuel, and then surrendered a grand slam to Jorge Soler. Today, Shawnuel is deeper in the order, but
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Los Angeles retains their challenge.
the others are the same. So stolen base by Teodosio. Now he's in scoring position. Neto has walked and scored. That's when he rallied from 0-2 to work the walk in the second. He's also flying to right. And Nicholas has great stuff. He's got very live arm. Reds brought him in from Pittsburgh. Oscar Marine, now bullpen coach for the Reds, was his pitching coach with the Pirates. Three and 0. And a 4-pitch walk. Now 2 aboard for Trout, who's got 2 hits today. A ribby doubled his last time. He's also scored. Ball 1. With the 2 walks this inning, 3 on the day issued by Reds pitching, the Angels have now drawn 20 walks on the series. This is game 3. And it's 3-0 again. Has not yet delivered a strike. Back-to-back walks to load the bases. Derek Johnson now. A pain for Nicholas in a spot like this. He clearly just does not have that feel to finish in the zone right now, and the Reds are leaning on him to more than give them this inning. They probably won multiple innings.
Yeah, they're going to need some length out of him. Yeah, for sure. Don't expect to see anybody up in the pin. He's going to have to go out there and figure it out real quickly. And I'm sure that's part of the message from DJ.
Saving grace is the off day tomorrow, but there's going to have to be some guys pitch today that normally wouldn't pitch down by 6 runs.
That's a good point, Jim. Giants come to town Tuesday. Joe Adell, 2 hits today, has come around to score. Infield modified shallow, another miss, 9 straight out of the zone. First strike for Nicholas, who has added incentive. I mean, the obvious, you don't want to walk in a run, but on deck is the man who crushed a grand slam against Nicholas in his Reds debut Friday. Chopped to short, backhanded by De La Cruz, flipped to third. They get the force. Angels get a run. Teodosio scores, but a very nice play by Ellie De La Cruz.
That is a great play by Ellie De La Cruz, and I see him shaking his hand. Looks like maybe he tumbled on top of his hand. This is the only play he has. That's just a smart, great play.
Well, Bang Bang Force retires Neto, RBI fielder's choice. 2 on for Soler, who crushed a line drive out to left his first time. Hit into the rare sac fly double play his last time. Run scored in between, and the moving runner trying to tag was erased. Swing and a miss. Soler has also shown all series to continue to be a free swinger. He's got power, but he is in swing mode often. One and 2. So now with the count in his favor, if there's any one hitter in this Angels order you do not groove a pitch to, that you can be around the zone, it's this hitter. One, 2. Lifted foul, longer look by Stewart. Had to catch himself there just short of that jut out against the side wall. Also looked like he got his hand up into the netting and against the top of it. One, 2 again. Soler calmly takes. Fouled at the plate. The Reds have a lefty up. It is Brock Burke, who has given the Reds length in multiple outings. He's been pitching great. He and Pierce Johnson have really turned it on last week. Full count. High fly, center field. Friedel's got it. Trout shows tag and then jogs back. So 2 down. I would think there's a decent chance this is Nicholas's last hitter. Vaughn Grissom, base hit on the infield, is scored. He's also grounded out to short. The lone lefty in the lineup, Shawnowell, is on deck. If you're getting Burke up during the inning, 2 outs. If Grissom reaches, I'd imagine Francona calls for Burke. Almost hit him, whistles to the backstop. Both men advance on a wild pitch. Above his duck down head. Sail to center, Friedel. Another 2 spot for the Halos. They chase Abbott. Oh, thank you, Jim. Hopefully sooner than later for the return of Lodolo. Matt McLean leads it off. Knuckle curve spun in for a strike. McLean worked a full count, fly to right his first time. Reds do not yet have a hit. But while we were away, home run hitter Oswald Peraza nearly got trucked. Redzilla, pay attention at all times. It's a monster out there. Don't you look both ways before crossing the street? Fouled back by McLean. Any near misses for you? Were they still using the bullpen car early in your career? Was that a thing?
No, they were done with that by the time I got there. No near misses. Just Shotsy leaving deposits out on the field here and there.
On the turf on a steaming day. Ground ball skips, base hit. The first base knock for the Reds off the bat of Matt McLean, leading off the 4th.
It's a good start, but a long way to go. One of the few hanging breaking balls. Knuckle curve. Good job of hitting by Matt.
So that spoils a no bid here. Ellie De La Cruz is softly lined to short. Great play by Neto first time. There is a no-hitter in progress in Detroit. Tarek Skubal, 1 out away from getting out of the 6th, has not allowed a hit to Miami. Sandy Alcantara has given up 4 runs in that game. It's 4-0 Tigers. Swung through the splitter. Oddly enough, Ellie De La Cruz has been hitting for a higher average and more power right-handed than left-handed early this year. He's got 4 homers, 3 have come batting right-handed, which is a great sign. He had 5 bombs right-handed all of last year. He's got 3 on April 12th. But you also know it's a matter of time until that left-handed swing starts to clear the fence. That's where the natural power resides. Well, he was robbed by Neto. He also made a nice play getting the out of the fielder's choice of Joe Adell. Reds were in a bind in the top of the inning. Call the ball. Saw him often in spring training go the other way. Angels overplay for him to pull significantly. De La Cruz asks for time with some heavy winds. I mean, the flags are flying right to left right now. Even rippling the pants of Soriano on the mound. Struck him out. Guy's got gas.
He threw that fastball. That was 99.5. 99.4 miles an hour on that heater. That's pitching with conviction. If you're going to go in there, go in there. And he did.
His velocity's up a bit today. Sal Stewart is flying to right. Pick-off throw. He's also delivered what's tied as the fastest pitch in the majors this year. He's one of 3 to hit 101 and change. Bubba Chandler, who the Reds face, the highly esteemed prospect with the Pirates, also did that this year. Stewart to center. Trout fading back. Makes the play. And Mike Trout's an outstanding athlete, but he also gets really good reads.
He does.
You like the idea, though, of Sal ambushing a first pitch there?
The contact was great. It was 104 off the bat. It was a split, but he hit it hard. He squared it up. Can't ever tell a hitter, in my opinion, that you have to take. You can't swing at, especially when you have 104 off the bat. No, you see what, as an athlete, you see what you see. And you approach it. Maybe you see it great, and that maybe it's the best pitch you're going to see that at bat. If you hit it at 104 and you take a good swing at it, it just is what it is.
A Cowboy popped in between innings to ask your impressions of some of the takes on first pitches.
Swing early.
Eugenio Suarez is grounded out to third. Way outside. Hoppe has handled just a couple of pitches that have missed like that pretty well. Now 3-0 for Suarez. You're trying to chip away down 7. Low on deck. Strike 1.
Just like that right there with Gino Suarez. That is not an automatic take for me, being down 7-0 with this guy on the mound.
Appeal. He did not go. That's the second walk drawn by the Reds. That puts 2 on for Lowe.
Nate Lowe. Nate Lowe's been around. He sees there's no see a pitch, see a strike right here. One swing in the bat. It's a 7-3 ball game.
The only Reds hit with men in scoring position yesterday was that bases loaded 3-run double from Lowe. This is the Reds' first chance today. He walked his first time. 0-1. Outfield plays him deep. Hard foul. Nice catch. Just a couple of rows into that mid deck on the fly. Right in front of the kids. Strike three. Half dozen strikeouts for Jose Soriano. Reds strand two. They'll be honored on field Saturday, April 25th. Part of the Hall of Fame induction celebration presented by PNC. Get tickets, Reds.com/tickets. Early turn by Nolan Shawnoel. So while Brock Burke had warmed last inning, Kyle Nicholas begins the frame. Nobody is up in the Reds pen right now. Shawnoel, 2-run hit. He is grounded out. And he rips this ball to right field. Well, leadoff man on for the Angels. Nicholas was out of the zone. His first 9 pitches. O'Hoppe RBI hit, his line to center. Nice pick by Higgins. Look out. There have been a couple of misses high and tight to right-handed hitters. Three and 0. Looks like Burke is up and warming again. And a walk. So back-to-back batters reach at the start of the inning. Peraza, first pitch, homered his last time. He's also popped to second. Got to let the games play out. Coming off of the 23 Rally Red season, I think many had forecasted, myself as well, that the strength of the 24 Reds would be their offense, their ability to come back. There'd be some question marks with pitching. Instead, pitching became the bedrock for the next couple of years. Entering this year, you expect, and I still think it will be the case, got injuries to the top 2 Red starters. This is a big part of it. That pitching would be the strength. Popped up. Stewart in foul ground. But there's been a run now of an entire turn of the rotation, where as a group the starters have not fared very well. It's a long season. You need that to play out over a long span of time. But
I'm going to tell you that all the confidence in the world in those starting pitchers. But I tell you this. When your offense clicks, your pitching feels less pressure. Not that they feel like they have to go out there and throw zeros every time, which they have the ability to do, but this team has struggled offensively, and the pitchers take on some of the responsibility of not allowing those runs, so therefore trying a little bit more. It all kind of works hand in hand.
Teodosio, his walk, stolen a bag, scored a run. You can feel that connectedness of each side helping the other, and struggles can create strain on the other side. Yeah, this Angels club is a good example. Outside of Soriano, their rotation has been dreadful. The other starters have a 6 and change ERA. Their offense, homers aside, had been somewhat wanting. This is sent to routine right. Marte shaping up. 2 down. And then they have exploded this series. They put 10 on the board, a season high, game 1. They've been cruising here today with 7 and counting. And for the Reds, you know that's going to come. They've had a decent number of games. Today's an outlier where they've had men on base, but an inability to get them home. Neto has been on twice, couple of walks, has scored a run. He's also flying to right. Well wide. In the air, right center. Friedel. First to reach, and they are stranded. Let's go down to Jim Day. Time for a daybreak.
But when, as a player, you have an opportunity to stand beside a guy like at the All-Star game and pick his brain and tell you that he struggles with the same things that you struggle with, it inspires you to go out there and continue to do what you're doing. Because listen, we fail so much in this game of baseball, and when the best in the game are telling you or reconfirming that they feel the same failures that or going through the same failures that you're going through, it doesn't make them necessarily failures. It makes them learning experiences.
Spencer Steer has struck out so far today, strike 1. And it also speaks to the brotherhood that you guys all have as players.
That's right. Everybody's going through the same thing.
Soriano tossing a one-hitter, getting a ton of support, and also sitting for longer stretches. Now he's been cruising, but this inning is somewhat significant for him. He's trying to become the first Angels pitcher to go 4-0 in his first 4 starts since Jared Weaver. 2011, he won his first 6. Wound up the runner-up for the Cy Young that year to Justin Verlander. Now Weaver was an all-star in 3 straight years. Arguably his best campaign. He finished 3rd in the Cy Young vote, but got MVP votes the next year, 2012. He was 20-5 with a 2.81. The Angels in the early 2000s, they were a top 5 draw in the sport. As their on-field success sloughed off some, so did the attendance, but they've still remained about middle of the pack. Perfect weather just about every day can help with that. 2-2. The clouds have covered up the sun some bit here. Two. Swung through, strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Soriano.
Mentioned that heater and the sinker. That's a sinker. 2 strikes on the hitter. He starts it at the bottom of the zone. Can't take it. Just a great pitch.
Noel V. Marte struck out his first time. The Reds also saw sinker man Jack Kohanowitz in Friday's opener, who went 7 strong, got 11 groundouts in that game. That was a game the Reds showed more signs of what they've been on the bulk of their year. Very aggressive early in counts. Today feels like a day caught in between.
The opposing pitcher has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, it's a credit to what Soriano is doing.
100%.
These last few days, the biggest run that Marte has had to play. Check swing roller, Neto. 2 down. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Nothing.
No Saturday Night Fever finger pump.
Just nothing.
Gave a raspberry, I think. Strike one on P.J. Higgins, who has struck out. Shoulder shrug from Joe Lucca. Not feeling it today. That is sent to left field, base hit. First big league base knock for P.J. Higgins in 4 years. He's a 2-out runner.
Out in front on a knuckle curveball. Nice to see Higgy on the board. He and Ohtani, pitchers and hitters.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
Two-way stars. Ball one to T.J. Friedel, who has grounded out, struck out. Now it's third time through. Can the Reds shake things up here against Soriano? One and one. Like any pitcher, pretty much all of them, market change that third time through for Soriano lifetime. A lot more contact, a lot more getting on base. Two strikes, Peraza backs up at third. Higgins goes. Called strike three. Tickets. Brock Burke is in, facing Mike Trout. Our FanDuel pitching change. Trout aboard 3 times, 2 hits, a walk. He has an RBI double. Drives this ball to right center. Marte. 1 down. So sometimes you got plans, right? Well, our camera crew has had eyes in the stands. It looks like this couple is together. A gentleman who wanted to watch a ball game and a woman whose sandals were made for walking. And she's been getting steps in the entire game. That is a level of dedication. I'm not sure if there's a pedometer that counts that as steps.
Watch, Will. I've done it. She's got one on.
So you do it in place at times,
You
Jim?
can.
Yeah. Joe Adell, 3 hits today. How far do you think it would calculate? Does it add it up? Like, would it estimate distance traveled without moving on the GPS?
Well, you've got to, yeah. I know at least the older watches do. You've got to definitely have the arm swing going.
Fouled away. And you really got to be feeling it because obviously they're in that last row up against the fencing. Now that wind is
I'm a little worried
whipping up
about the
there.
wind at this moment, if you know what I mean.
It could catch a hold. Swing and a miss.
She's got it all together, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dedication. I'm impressed.
Got that grab with the right hand. And is he scoring the game alongside? There's very few with them right at the very top row.
Now,
Driven dedication.
If he's scoring the game and she's getting her steps in, I mean, that is the dream couple. Because I envy anyone that scores the game still. And envy even more someone that dedicated to getting steps in. Heck yes.
A common turn of phrase. Couples that divide and conquer. This is one that stays together no matter what. We're going to power through. I'm going to get my texts in, check in on my emails, and you get those steps.
Sort of like doing a broadcast down 7-0. You know what I mean? You got to find ways to trudge through.
Well, it's been a common theme. There's been a lot of walks on the series, and there's been one that's never ending in the stands. Sky to left. Steer. Makes me think of when you would get steps on. Did you ever see the old, remember the power pad for Nintendo? You'd actually plug it into the system and you could play like track and field or.
With the power pad, you would be actually stepping on it?
Yeah.
No, I did not. I've not seen that.
Pitch down to Jorge Soler. 3 outs in the air today. Joel remembers the power pad. Way better than the power glove, which was great marketing in the movie The Wizard and a terrible piece of technology that did not work. The power pad was fun, but you'd always have the friend that would cheat at the sleepover. And yeah, Joel knows. He'd use his hands on the pad instead of actually running on the pad. Totally against the spirit of the pad. The spirit of the pad lives on. And our friend who's in the top row getting her steps. Big rip and a foul strike. A rough day for the Reds, getting 2 hit. Roll to De La Cruz. All you can do, put 1 foot in front of the other. Bono said walk on. A lot of swag in the stands here today. Only a couple of hits on the board for the Reds. Matt McLean got the first of them. First pitch popped foul. Shonawell. 1 down. Well, base is empty for Ellie De La Cruz, who was robbed on broken bat contact by Neto. He has since struck out. Series opener was not one to write home about. De La Cruz delivered a homer in the final inning. Some window dressing in that loss. What has stood out the most about Soriano?
Yeah, just working ahead. Obviously the power, throwing all of his pitches for strikes. Just in control.
Ground ball out, handled by Shonawell.
There's repertoire. He's relied on all the pitches. He's been ahead in most of the counts. Just a few base hits you mentioned. Only 84 pitches up to this point. He's been pitch efficient and in control.
Sal Stewart retired on 1 pitch his last time. Lifts this ball to right. Adele. That's a 4-pitch inning. Getting your steps in can pay off. On Grissom, infield hit, run scored. He's 1 for 3. Sam Maul is up in the Reds pen. Hard ground ball to McLean. Up the line a bit. Stewart with a stretch, 1 down. Shawtwell, a 2-hit day, couple of ribbies. One at one. Time by Shawtwell. Up and in. And a walk. They have piled up dramatically. So Reds pitchers have now surrendered 24 walks on the series. That's their most in a three-game set since July of 2004, when they walked 25. First for Burt today. It's now 40 total walks in the series. That's the most in any three-game set in Cincinnati since the Reds and Giants combined for 42 in April of 1970. That was in Crosley Field. Does seem that walks have been up throughout the game a bit early this year. Giants, of course, come to town next. Hung a bit, lifted to left, Steer flying back. That's off the wall. Throw toward third, cut by De La Cruz, standing double by O'Hoppe, second and third.
Change up in the zone, and we've seen that today from many of these Reds pitchers, and the Angels have not missed them today.
So a loud, longer double. Here comes the skipper. Francona asks for the ball. Pitching change. Sam Maul will get the call. Sam Maul has been money for the Reds this year. They're down a bunch, second and third, one down, seventh inning. He enters to face Peraza. Strike one.
Now you might ask the question, how money has he been? 7 hitless relief outings this season. 7.
26 men faced. Infield partially in. In the last few years, he's also been very good with inherited runners. Now, you're down 7 here. It's not the same adrenaline. It's very different for a reliever in this kind of a spot. Rolled up the middle. McLean thought about coming home. Wisely just takes the out. Shawtwell scores. O'Hoppe to third. That's the first inherited runner that has scored against Maul this year. He had entered stranding 39 of the last 45 going back the last couple of seasons. RBI ground out. Teodosio has walked, stolen a bag, and scored. He's 0 for 2. So the Reds have used both of their lefties. There is no action in the Angels' pen. To McLean again. Angels get a run. Reds down by 8. We stretch and listen in to God Bless America. That includes last time out against the Braves. That was spread over 8 innings. He's fresh off a 4-pitch inning when he got McLean, De La Cruz, and Stewart. Eugenio Suarez has grounded out and walked. There is no action in the Angels' pen as Soriano pumps strike 1. And just like that, 0-2. So the Reds will have the Giants in town Tuesday. They're off tomorrow. Angels go right to New York. They start a set against the Yankees tomorrow night. Swing and a miss. Today's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge. Carl Martini from Cincinnati wins a brand new built in the USA Tundra if a Red hits the Toyota Hit and Win sign. Register for your chance to win at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. A miss to Nate Lowe, who was walked and struck out. The right-hander now gets up in the Angels' pen. Sam Bachman is warming. 2 strikes on Lowe. Lowe asks for time. Oh, and that got O'Hoppe. Crumples immediately. Athletic trainer out. First-year manager Kurt Suzuki knows what it can be like to be back behind the plate there. And O'Hoppe's in immense pain. Well, looks like he'll be okay to play on. And with the Reds fan named Martini up for the Tundra home run contest, makes me wonder what's up with Nick Martini, who had one of the great opening day moments for the Reds in recent years. Last we saw him in the bigs, he was a Rocky. He had signed a minor league deal with the A's at last check. He was regarded as one of the funniest guys on the team during his Reds time.
Good clubhouse guy, for sure.
Warm-ups for both Soriano and Ohapi as Lowe can stand back in. Appeal, no go.
Call ball being challenged by the catcher.
Logan Ohapi, the ABS challenge. That is a ball.
It is a ball. Anaheim, Los Angeles has one challenge remaining.
I feel for you, Ben May. I have to remind myself every time. Is it the full Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim or just the LA Angels? I also want to call the Chargers San Diego every time. And ball 4. So add on to the gaudy walk total of the series. Spencer Steer stands in. Well, 3 walks for Soriano, 2 drawn by Lowe. Steer has struck out twice. Oh, at 1. Soriano closing in on 100 pitches. Good pick by Ohapi. Since the start of last year, 33 ground ball double plays induced. That's 9 more than any other hurler. Getting the highest rated ground balls in the game will do that. The Reds have 2 hits, both singles. Struck him out. That's 10 strikeouts. 4th career double-digit K game for Soriano. He's done it in back-to-back nods.
Yeah, knuckle curveball, just really tight. Suzuki to the mound. That might be it. You love when you're getting dominated by a pitcher when they go to the bullpen. It's like he's trying to talk himself into staying in the game, and he did.
So it looks like he'll have one more hitter. Noelvi Marte looking over some video. He's the man due to come up. He has struck out, grounded out. Soriano's career high in strikeouts, 12 against the A's in June of last year. He's at 10. Strike one. Oh, and 2.
Not often we look up at that board and see the total amount of pitches thrown is 102nd right there. Normally we don't see triple digits from anyone.
Soriano given that length. Way outside, O'Hoppe handles. Gotta think this is his last hitter. Ground ball, just foul. You talked about some of the best contact being pull foul, and that one just wide of the bag for Marte.
Yep.
Popped foul, Shawnawell, no play. Rolled to short. Neto short way to second. 7 strong from Jose Soriano. The back starts with double-digit Ks. Today 10 at the expense of the Reds. Down 8 in the 8th. Sam Maul misses to leadoff man Zach Neto. Will Benson's into the game. He now plays in left field. Sal Stewart has gone from first to third. Spencer Steer from left to first. So Suarez out of the game. Yes, the Reds have had to face an ace a lot. It's just how the schedule has aligned early. But the offense has been quite wanting. How do you repair it? How do you fix it?
Just keep at it. Flush today. Get after it on Tuesday.
Tamed to 2 hits today. Just haven't been threats in this game. And Soriano's a big part of it. Miss there for Maul. And while Abbott surely did not have his best day, in fact gave up the most earned runs he ever has in a game, he has still received 1 run of support while he's been on the mound total this season.
Yeah, the offense has been anemic for the most part. You got to keep at it. It's not like these guys forgot how to hit. Just not hitting right now.
Mike Trout aboard 3 times today. A couple of hits and a walk. To third, Stewart backhand. Fired to McLean. They get 1. That's all. This does afford a chance for Stewart to get some big league innings at third base. His natural position in the minors. He got his first major league innings at second yesterday. Was part of a couple of double plays. Adele 2 hits, a ribby fielder's choice. He has scored. Pokes the first pitch, shallow right. McLean out, Marte in. McLean's got it. So 31 men faced to begin the year for Maul. Has not yet allowed a hit. He's one off, matching John Franco for the best run to begin a year since 1961. Jorge Soler. Oh for 3 today with a sac fly that saw 2 outs. Stewart guards the line at third. One and two. Pickoff gets away from Steer. Trout takes second. E1 on Maul.
Looks like that ball may have had a little cut on it.
Runs in. So Soler walks. Second on the inning and outing for Maul. 2 on for Grissom. Infield hit, a run scored. He's 1 for 4. Reds have been held to 3 runs or less 10 times in their first 15 games. They've only been shut out once entering today. That was opening day by Boston. Bounced up the middle behind the back. Sam Maul. Pretty play.
Catcher's interference, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like an award of first. Did it clip the glove? Yeah, immediate point at home plate by Ben May. Yep, that's going to be an E2 on Higgins. It negates the play by Maul. Now they're loaded for Shotwell. Nearly hit him. And we saw one pitch get 2 challenges. Red Sox Cardinals this weekend. Hit by pitch was challenged by Boston. They were right. Immediate challenge by Marmol and the Cardinals calling for catcher's interference. They were right. So it went from hitter take your base to be back at the plate to take your base E2. And here this catcher's interference extends this inning. Not sure I'd ever seen 2 challenges on one play before. 2-1. Three and one. And a walk. It's 9-0. Walks issued by the Reds, a huge story this series. It's the 4th time Shawniwell has reached today. Hoppy. 2 hits, a walk. He is lined to center. Does have a double and an RBI. Spun in by Maul for a strike. Got him looking. They leave him loaded, but they add on another run. 9-0 Angels. CO from left to center. New man on the mound is Sam Bachman.
Unless the Reds score a couple of runs here, I think we're trending towards a position player pitching. Top of the 9th.
Think it would be Higgins or someone else?
Well, the thing that's a giveaway is Tyler Stevenson's putting his catcher's gear on, so that would lead me to believe it will be him.
Do it twice in one series.
Not a good sign.
No. I mean, Trevino did it, what, like 4 times last year, but I can't recall the last time one guy did it twice in a set. Grounded up the middle. Backhanded by Grissom. One away. Well, there he is with the gear on. So indeed a bit of a tell. Top of the order at TJ Friedel, who has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. Check swing appeal. He did not go. Home and a walk. So Friedel reaches. That's 4 walks drawn by the Reds today. He's a man aboard for Matt McLean. It's the Reds, Braves, and Marlins, the only clubs that have had an extra base hit in every game this year. None yet for the Reds. McLean's single was the first of their 2 base hits, both singles That came back in the 4th. Connor Phillips is up in the Reds bullpen. McLean's down 0-2. Bachman, born in Indianapolis, grew up in Fishers, Indiana. Pitched his college baseball at nearby Miami, Ohio. Zips a sinker away. Became a starter for the Red Hawks in his freshman year. He was a first-round pick, 9th overall in 2021. And Miami made major noise on the hardwood this year, led by the former Xavier head coach Travis Steele. And the longest undefeated in college basketball. Got a win in the NCAA tournament. Clean swings and misses.
They win like 20 some odd games
total.
No, their streak.
It was at least 28-0. Ellie De La Cruz is 0 for 3 today, 31-0.
31. Wow.
Runner goes. Defensive indifference, strike 1. Reds have only been shut out once this year. That was opening day by Boston. Way in. This is the Reds' second chance with a man in scoring position all game. They're 0 for 1 so far. Lands the slider for a strike. Time for De La Cruz. He's employed his timeout, I think, in every AB today. Reds were trying to do something to disrupt Soriano's timing. That never happened. Chopped to second. Backhand, lost the ball. Friedel was stalled at third. So De La Cruz reaches, scored a hit.
Really no chance for Grissom to catch that ball and throw De La Cruz out at first base. I'm assuming at some point he thought the same.
Sal Stewart. Ellie De La Cruz now on base in 13 straight, 16 of his 17. Stewart's 0 for so far, a couple of one-pitch outs. Will Benson, who had come on defensively, is on deck for what would be his first plate appearance of the game. And Stewart extend the inning. Soft poke center field. Teodosio started angled, now races in, it falls. Friedel scores. Little bloop for Stewart. The Reds will not be shut out today. De La Cruz takes third. Cincinnati's on the board. It's 9-1.
Whatever it takes. Sal Stewart getting it done. You put the ball in play, good things happen.
On this Masters Sunday, Stewart dropping to a knee. This looks like he's willing that wedge into the hole.
Good short game right there.
So Stewart gets the base hit with a man in scoring position. Veteran pitching coach Mike Maddox on the mound. Will Benson about to stand in for the first time today. Well, the Reds have a run. They're still without an extra base hit so far. Benson at $179. He's 5 for 28. Has struck out 10 times. His last hit was 6 days ago in Miami, but in his defense, limited at bats since then too. 2-0. Takes his walk, load him up. Second walk of the outing and inning for Balkman. That's now 45 walks on the series combined. This is a big AB. Lowe has walked twice, struck out once. In order to pitch a position player, it's got to be an 8-run game. That's why Connor Phillips is up. Reds get a run here. They cannot pitch P.J. Higgins. Not allowed by rule. Angels have a right-hander up in their pen. Buzzed him. Connects for a strike. Three straight Reds have reached with 2 outs. 2-2. On anything in between, you've got to think Lowe would challenge if it's a take on a borderline pitch called a strike. Fouled off Lowe. De La Cruz, Stewart, and Benson lead. That gets away. Ricochet off the umpire. De La Cruz scores. Stewart around third. Angels just get to the ball. Throw to the plate is offline. Now Benson breaks for third. The Reds get 2 on an odd pinball ricochet. It's a 9-3 game, and Benson is 90 feet away. I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that pitch looked like it got away and maybe off the mask of Ben May. Yes, indeed. Thank goodness it did not hit him square.
Reds athletic trainer Tomas Vera is out to check on May. Crew chief and first base umpire Dan Isonia initiated a longer conversation with the umpire. Glove popped off on that cover. Any contact to the head or neck area is such a greater and deserved awareness of head trauma and concussion. And there was a run early last year when I think an umpire in a Reds game 3 times in the first few weeks got removed from the game due to some concussion protocol, but you could see May immediately told his fellow umpires he was fine. Seemed to tell O'Hoppe that. Well, for now scored as a wild pitch. I would imagine there's also an error on the play that at least allowed Benson to take third. It took them a while to recover the wild pitch, but Benson seemingly was holding until that throw got away on the contact of the plate. There have been some big wild pitches late for the Angels. Big lead for Benson, and a step off by Bachman. The Reds were shut out through 7. They have played in 3 here in the 8th. Can Lowe add on? Works a walk, and he continues. 4 consecutive Reds have reached with 2 outs. It's the 3rd walk of the inning for Bachman. And it looks like that'll be end of the road. Suzuki makes the move. He's had a right-hander up. A pitching change for the Angels. Reds on the board and continue to threaten. Steer at the plate, but we're back. Angels made a roster move earlier today. They demoted George Clausen, who struggled in his second major league start yesterday, and called up Nick Sandlin, longtime Cleveland man who spent last year with Toronto.
Not a high velocity guy, but a guy that pitches to contact.
8th Reds hitter of the inning is Spencer Steer. 1st and 3rd, 2 down, 3 runs in. Steer has struck out 3 times today. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Reds have 2 soft singles on the inning. Way wide. They have worked 3 more walks this inning. So the 2 teams have combined for 46 walks on the series. That's the most in a 3-game set for the Reds ever. But it's not the most in a 3-game series this year by other teams. Houston and the A's combined for 48 walks. We've seen a bit of a spike in free passes to begin this year. Two and two. Walking lead for Benson. Full count. The only Red in the lineup right now that is not hit on the inning, Noelvi Marte, waits on deck. Lowe takes a giant lead. He goes. Steer swings, skies it to left. Lowe with the shades on. Reds get 3.
Not into form like we normally do see. Once again, a lot of walks issued by both sides.
Connor Phillips is in. First pitch to Peraza, pumps a strike. Now, Jim Day saw Tyler Stevenson putting the gear on. But by rule, the margin has to be 8. Line to center in order for a position player to pitch. Now think the plan was, had the Reds not rallied there, have Higgins pitch, Stevenson catch, but now it's a 6-run game. You're not allowed to pitch a position player.
That was certainly the case. Higgins, in fact, had his position glove on and went underneath and threw a couple tosses in the cage, so they were all ready for it, but the Reds scored those runs.
Now Teodosio, who has walked, stolen a bag, and scored. He's 0 for 3. Some housekeeping, by the way. The errant pickoff in the 8th that was charged E1 to Maul changed to E3. Oh, and 2. So in a game that saw the Reds down big early, they've had to use out of the bullpen. Nicholas sopped up the first 2 innings. Burke and Maul each got 4 and 5 outs, and now Phillips. Count goes full. Time for Teodosio. Looking. Top of the order, Neto. 3 walks today, has also scored. He's 0 for 2. Oh, and 2. It's gone final in Baltimore. Giants lost 6-2. The Giants will be 6-10 when that series starts Tuesday. Sent softly to second on a bounce. McLean got it. A 1-2-3 inning for Connor Phillips. Reds trail it 9-3, 9th inning. Noel V. Marte leads off. Dane Myers is on deck to pinch hit for TJ Friedel. There is strike 1. Oh, excuse me, for Higgins. I was right on PJ. Marte's put the ball on the ground twice and struck out once. He's 0 for 3. He is off to a rough start. Big swing, 2-2. Rolled to third, under the glove, might have nicked Peraza's mid. E5.
A little bit out in front, top spin. Peraza just kind of playing that off the side. Plenty of time to get in front of that ball. Step through it.
So Myers stands in. Marte held on here. Myers hitting .263. He's 5 for 19. All singles, does have an RBI. That lone RBI came in the rubber match opening series, a walk-off winner against the Red Sox. Set up the middle, base hit. Late life for the Reds, 2 on.
Just keep playing and keep plugging away. Really nice job of Dane Myers understanding it's not about velocity with Sandlin. Just letting that ball travel right back up the middle.
Conference on the mound as TJ Friedel is about to stand in. The veteran lefty Drew Pomeranz now warms. Gotta think he's getting ready for De La Cruz should he bat. For what it's worth, De La Cruz has been hitting better right-handed than left-handed early this year. And the more those successes pile up, that could change the strategy for other teams. Downstairs. Another bit of housekeeping on that wild pitch sequence that scored 2. There was an error charged to Shawtwell on the throw that allowed Benson to then go to third. Hit him. Bases loaded. I mean, this has just been an ugly game, marred by walks, miscues. Now a hit batter to load the bases in the 9th in a 6-run game. Sandlin gets a visit here. Matt McLean due up, who has singled. He's 1 for 4. Tomas Vera, athletic trainer, out to check on Friedel. And they're going to make the move. They want the veteran lefty to oppose McLean. The Reds down 6. They have the bases loaded, nobody out. Kurt Suzuki not fooling around. He goes to the veteran Drew Pomeranz, who debuted in 2011. Matt McLean spent most of that baseball season 11 years old.
Well, you're looking for the veteran to come in and close the door. The Reds keep scratching and pawing, trying to get back in this game.
McLean to third, caught on the fly, hit the bag. Double play.
Line drive, you got to make sure. You got to make sure. Just can't happen.
So now 2 on 2 out for De La Cruz. Base hit his last time. He is 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts lifetime against Pomeranz. Center field. Teodosio deep. Gone again. The right-handed power of Ellie De La Cruz. It's a 3-run game on April 12th, he already has 4 home runs right-handed. He had 5 in all of 2025. Turn him around. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is just a really good swing by Elly De La Cruz. Fastball up in the zone and just leaned on. That is a great swing.
Because it goes beyond the results. You're seeing a calmer smoothness right-handed.
100%. And a balance, pitch recognition. I mean, where he hit that home run is where he lived in spring training, like during his batting practice. Very easily could he have swung and pulled the ball. But he worked through the middle of the field, understanding that's where he's going to have to learn to do damage.
It's where the double play burns a bit. Sal Stewart, soft single for an RBI, has scored. Tyler Stevenson is on deck. It's a pinch hit for Will Benson.
Now the double play burns a lot a bit. That just cannot happen, because you never ever know.
Swung through 1-2. It's early yet, but De La Cruz began the day with a higher average batting right-handed than left-handed. And I think you hit on it squarely in the open. We haven't seen him get hot yet. That might be coming. On base in 13 straight, had that 3-hit game yesterday. He's got multiple knocks today, including that drilled home run. Reds down to their last out. They have scored 6 unanswered runs late. Without that double play, you'd have the tying run on deck. And 1 out. Yeah, the line drive is what it is. Strike 3 on a foul tip. Well, the Reds show late life, but they fall in the series. It's the first series Cincinnati has dropped to the Angels in a decade. First time it's happened here since 2007.
Well, certainly some good signs to see the guys be able to score some runs. 3 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th. We need to get that spread out throughout the game. Score early and score often. Obviously got to cut down on the walks. This was an ugly series. You got to flush it. Come up Tuesday and beat the Giants.
Post game still to come. Jim Day on the desk. That'll be on the other side. Your final on this Sunday, 9-6.